Hello and welcome to my Capstone Symposium presentation. My name is Alina Doan and the title of my presentation is Leveling Up the Workplace, How Gamification Fosters Ideal Community Engagement Practices. Traditionally, workplace trainings usually come in the form of seminars, online modules, which can be very uninspiring and limiting in creative expression and information retention. For my capstone, I interned with the Port of Seattle to create a better way of understanding community engagement and equity within a professional context. Comprehending these types of topics, which often involve the intricate dynamics surrounding marginalized communities, can be very challenging. That's where gamification comes in. What is gamification, you ask? Well, it's the use of gaming elements in a non-gaming context, typically with the goal of enhancing engagement, motivation, and learning outcomes. With that, my primary research questions were, what are the opportunities and challenges of incorporating gamification in workplace trainings centered around equity and community engagement decision-making? And also, how can gamification be used to communicate environmental topics? So during my internship, I was in charge of creating the Port of Seattle's community engagement board game based on their equity and community engagement playbook, while also getting inspiration from the City of Helsinki's public participation game for the design. So this board game contained the outline, game cards, a list of instructions for the facilitator, and content. And in that content were discussions of port-related projects, what environmental justice and equity looks like, what key stakeholders involved, and what type of engagement is necessary. Afterwards, I conducted a post-game informal interview, as seen in Figure 1. It was used as an inspiration to get quick feedback due to time constraints. And aside from on-site tasks, I conducted extensive academic research on gamification applied in other contexts. So looking over at my results, my research showed that the key gaming elements that were popular and effective were storytelling, incentives, leaderboards, and points. These gaming elements and many others show employees' willingness to engage, experience failure, and ability to make repeated attempts. The point of gamification is to make work fun and rewarding, and to be able to gain more knowledge on environmental topics discussed is a plus. Image 1 shows a picture of a group of port employees playing the board game. There was a sense of storytelling in this board game, and Andy, a port employee located on the bottom left, said his colleague relationships were improved through collaboration. And since this board game requires collaboration, it allows players to actively and empathetically listen to each other's ideas and brainstorm the best engagement tactics. On the other hand, my research has also shown that there are challenges to gamification. Companies are hesitant to implement it due to history of failure from process changes within the organization in relation to suboptimal investment returns. Also, potential for exploitation of users, manipulation of behavior, invasion of privacy, and reinforcement of negative stereotypes. With all these valid reasons, it's mindful to note that gamification is still an under-researched topic. Port of Seattle has taken the initiative to try it out, and we are very, very, very thankful to have not come across any of these challenges. So I hope this acts as an example for future researchers of gamifications. So on to my findings. I conducted a post-game informal interview after each game run-through, and here are the results. Participants had the option of answering from strongly disagree to strongly agree. All participants selected strongly agree to gaining more understanding of equity and environmental justice, located in Figure 2. This can be translated to discussions of other environmental topics, but all in all, the level of engagement can vary depending on the type of gaming elements used in workplace trainings. And from its implications, with innovations ramping up, it's important that corporations look into engaging key stakeholders in decision-making. Port of Seattle's community engagement game has shown success in effectively teaching principles of equity and community engagement. My case study can be used to support the implementation of gamified workplace training in other organizations similar to the Port. And to address my second question, this board game was able to speak on two topics: But the use of gamification can also facilitate open dialogue for other sensitive environmental topics. Creating activities that educate employees on best practices to engage with the community can help mitigate the impacts of environmental justice while also strengthening marginalized voices and economic equity. I thank you so much for joining me today. I would like to thank my site supervisor, Sally, my faculty advisor, Professor Wang, my port colleagues, Capstone cohort, friends, family, for the endless support, for all that I've learned from you. Thank you.